All right, let's talk about something fun for a minute. I want to know what your favorite builds you've done are, whether it be something in the shop or like your own personal vehicles, or maybe one of each.
Favorite builds, like for me, I enjoy like Dane Garber. We were building his dream truck, and even though it wasn't really a truck that I would build for myself, I just enjoyed helping him achieve that. And we did a lot of work on that thing.
Yeah,
it was just cool providing that service for him. That was probably one of my favorite builds that we've done in the shop.
And he's been like using that truck to haul his camper around the country for like 4 years now.
Yeah,
seems like he's pretty happy with it.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite. That was back when we were working in my garage.
Yeah,
back in the day, but good old days.
It's amazing how fast things have changed.
Yeah. So what do we do on that thing? S366, 230 100s ish.
Yeah, I think it was full force 250 100s, Borg Warner S366, an irate T4 mount. I think we did an irate fuel system on it too, but I can't remember. Maybe it was something else. I think he came in originally. That was one of my first experience with a FAS system on a 7.3 where it like fed the stock pump.
Yeah.
What is the point of that? Extra filtration, I guess. But anyway, I don't remember what the fuel system was, but definitely, especially now, that is not a build I would have recommended because I think he was on like 37s.
Yeah, with like 373s.
Yeah, and he's towing like a 40-foot gooseneck with it.
Yeah.
But he's happy. Seems to work good.
That was an irate fuel system. That was the first new style billet block.
Oh, yeah.
Irate fuel system I ever installed.
Yeah. I think he had adrenaline H-pop, and I don't remember what his transmission was. Was it a BD transmission? I remember it was something weird that I was surprised it worked and didn't, and still works.
Yeah.
So that one was fun. Have you done anything like more recent that you really, really enjoyed?
Carl's truck is coming together pretty nice. It's a 2009 Dodge. Did the Carly Dominator kit, I believe. There's the kit one step below coilover shock, so it's got some huge King 3-inch reservoir shocks.
Yeah.
Long arm kit, the control arms on that thing are 4.5 foot long. They're huge.
That thing looked pretty beastly.
Yeah, so it's a really involved lift kit to install, but it's a really high quality one. Then some 60% 10 mil pump. Built the 68 in that thing. 456 gears. I mean, that truck's getting a lot of stuff, but it's going to be a really cool truck when it's done.
Yeah. And he's using it. He's going to have like a camper or something in it and just be like, basically like trying to overland with it or what? Pretty
much. Yeah. He's going to be his overland truck. He's going to run it up and down the haul road to go hunting. And I don't know what else he's planning on doing with it, but
pretty cool rig either way.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. A truck that is more or less set up to go airborne with. Getting a full front axle truss, that thing. So
do you have a waiver that you get to try to airborne it before you give it to the customer?
He gave me full permission. He said he's putting me on his insurance. And I get to ensure it's going to be good enough for him. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
How about personal rigs? What's your favorite personal rig you built? Actually, before that, are you dismantling your dually? Are you taking it back to a reasonable level?
It's not mine anymore.
Okay.
It's Brooke's.
So does she want to go back to a reasonable level?
No, but I want to work on it as little as possible. So, yeah. I'd like to bring it down a little bit closer to stock.
You don't like driving like S476 and 200%?
I mean, it's fun, but I don't know. It could be a little bit funner, I guess.
Yeah.
Not having to, pay attention to how hard you push the pedal when you're trying to spool that thing up, or being scared of blacking out the highway.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that like an S364 and like 30% is probably like a nice daily driver.
Yeah,
and
it'd be cool not to be scared to drive to Anchorage and break down on the highway.
Yeah.
with my 16-month-old son. So,
okay. Sorry. What's your favorite personal truck build?
and that dually's been fun. It's just been kind of a really slow progression over time. You know, I bought that thing bone stock, and it ended up where it's at now with 350 200s, dual pumps, and
You basically had like every combination up to this.
pretty much, yeah.
Over the years.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun. My 6.7 was a lot of fun too. It is currently downstairs with the cab off, getting a new short block though, because rod came out the side.
It's impressive it lasted that long though.
Yeah. Yeah, I put those compounds on and it had 96,000 miles.
Yeah. And that was a 2015.
Yeah.
So weren't exactly known for like the strongest rods ever.
Yeah. Yeah. And it made it 50,000 miles of pretty hard miles.
Yeah.
So.
Are you like in a love relationship with your Fummins, or is it kind of turning into like a lot of work to keep it running nicely?
It needed a lot of little things when I got it. So it's been kind of fun I haven't really messed around with the 12 valves a whole lot either. So it's been kind of fun, you know, getting the pump dialed in to where it drives, you know, fairly smoke free, and trying out different setups on it. It's a lot of fun to drive, you know. It's got a P pump and a newer truck, so it's just instant throttle response, and
Yeah.
I enjoy that thing a lot.
Do you like the 5R behind the 12 valve?
I do. Being able to tune it myself is probably what makes me like it so much. I think it would be kind of difficult for somebody that didn't have that ability to tune the transmission to make it shift however they wanted or do whatever they wanted. You know, if you were relying on somebody else to send you a tune,
yeah,
it might get a little frustrating, but I like it a lot. I wish it was a 6-speed and I had 2 overdrives, but
yeah. Well, we see that a lot. I remember back in the day when I was tuning 5Rs, and there was several 12 valves that I don't think I ever even tried to get anybody wasn't local. I was like, it's not worth it, because even if you can drive the truck, and this is like a misconception I think too with you know, paying for live tuning. Like if there's different kinds of live tuning. Like the gas world, it'd be like on a dyno data logging, like making sure that everything is right. But more so like with diesels, it would be like road tuning. Like how does the truck drive and respond? And really, it's not going to gain you a lot if you don't have like a lot of time in it. And like there's always going to be some situation that presents itself that the truck is going to do something you don't want it to do. And you're not going to find all of those in a couple hours. Like you could drive it for a month and then find like, I wish it was a little different here. Or like with your 12 valve, it's like, well, it was running great and then it got hot out. Now air density is a lot lower and now it hazes. And I need to clean that up, you know? Yeah. So that's something you know, people ask all the time, like, well, when are you going to be doing live tuning again? Or are you going to be live tuning? It's like, no, if you want me to drive your truck for like a month, I could probably get it pretty good. Otherwise,
I feel like a month is probably like the amount of time that it would take to really dial something. And I still I probably have 40 revisions on the trans file on that thing. And I still, I'll drive it for a week. And I'm like, which converter was unlocked right here.
Mm-hmm. And that's on something you have more control of too, which I mean, is more complicated, but it is nice having a little better control of just having an extra gear and way better control of the converter. It's even worse when you only have 4 gears and a converter that does whatever it wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah.